Good morning. Welcome to your wonderful Wednesday. Today is all about some new beginnings. Yesterday was about manifestations. Today it's all about magic. So let's start our day with our very own favorite, our personal manifestations. So there's 1 minute. I again repeat, let's start looking at our future the way it's already there. So let's start our dream of power programming. Wonderful, wonderful. So this is how all of us dream, we believe, and we achieve. It's as simple as that. And yes, some of you find that why are we doing this? Because we're doing this because we're manifesting something early morning, whatever our dreams are, and they definitely come true because every morning we're thinking about them as a ritual. So more power to all of us. So yes, today we bring on Luke Cottino's another power fact. Now this is amazing. This is the magic weight loss tea. So we spoke about a lot of magical bit where weight can be lost, and we spoke about how our lifestyle can become better. Today is about a simple tea. Add this magic tea to your daily regime and lifestyle. You can use a base of black or green tea, or just make an infusion with water and the following ingredients: 1 square inch piece of ginger root, fresh ginger root, squeeze of a lime, 2 cups of water, 2-3 peppercorns, 1 cinnamon stick, 2 cardamom pods, crushed, 2 cloves. Boil, simmer, reduce to half. It becomes a cup. Strain and serve hot with or without pure honey. So please be careful about using your honeys. They should not be Dabur honey or some other commercial honeys. It should be organic honey if you have to use. Otherwise, it will be purely, just sugar with the colors and it will not be original. The amazing portions, detoxifying and highly anti-inflammatory, and has the power to rapidly decrease candida and yeast infections that inhibit weight loss. So all of our bodies, if we have weight, usually if we've got this substance called candida, and we also have some infections which are brewing in our body just because there's old food rotting there and which can't be detoxed very easily. So I have no idea for weight gain, Manish. That's something your doctor will tell you. And that's very rare people who ask for that. So more power to you. But yes. But Manish, you and I must talk on the side because I've gone through what you're going through, so I can help you otherwise. So today, let's connect around 11, if that's okay. So ginger is essential to the magic tea recipe due to its amazing benefits. It helps in boosting immunity and cellular health. It'll control our high blood pressure, it'll lower our cholesterol, it'll stimulate our blood rush to our sex organs. It also prevents and treats the flu, digestive issues, menstrual pain, PMS, cancer by building immunity and cellular health, arthritis, joint bone pain, and aging. Over the past few years, I have used and shared this remedy with so many clients and friends for so many conditions, and it never failed to produce the desired results. So back then, when I was suffering from cancer, I had no clue that this was a magic weight loss tea. But my counselor, my therapist did tell me this particular treatment. And I think magically I was healing. But I used to have 3 cups a day. So, I mean, so for people who are suffering from anything, this is really good. It's foolproof. It's never going to go wrong. So try and adopt that into your lifestyles if you're so keen to become better, lose health, gain health, lose weight, gain health, or whatever you're looking at. This is really truly magical. It's tasty as hell and absolutely wonderful. Okay, so yesterday we had our manifestation day with all the dreams being written. How many of us wrote them? And how many of us shot for the stars? And how many of us actually truly genuinely wrote them the way they were meant to be? We also read the chapter on page number 121, and we thought today is a day for intentions. So did we do the exercise? You wrote, Shalu. That's lovely. Your dreams anyways coming true. Ruchi wrote, Supriya wrote. Wonderful. All right. So that's about it. Kunal wrote, Ruchi, Madan wrote, Alona Shah wrote. Very nice. So good, great. So anyone who's not written, I don't know what are we waiting for. Manish, did you write? Yes, good. Great. So you're nodding. Wonderful. Akshay wrote, Meenakshi wrote. Fabulous. Because let's not wait because the clock ticks by. This precious time doesn't come back. So let's just be there. Remember, the power of dreams is firstly in writing. We discussed about this yesterday. Today is a very beautiful day because today we will be taught a beautiful and simple science of the sankalp, of intention, which I keep talking about in the manifestation world. So Deepak Chopra, he's one of our own Indians, staying in America. He's a medical doctor, and more than a doctor, he's a fantastic, influential writer. And his works of writing are like works of art, absolutely magical, concise, precise, and really, really amazing. The only thing is his English is a little not ordinary, so some people find it a challenge, but he's absolutely brilliant. He says, intentions compressed into words enfold magical power. So today is all about having a Sankalp Shakti, an intention of what the day will be all about. So many of us have been taught to, write our schedules for the day so that we know what we're going to be doing tomorrow and how tomorrow looks like. Similarly, in this life of ours, in this magical day of our life, which we're creating again and again and again, we can be grateful for whatever we want to happen throughout the day. So all we have to do is simply think of it and just say thank you for every single thing generically, as if we've lived it and as if it's the end of the day and we're like, oh my God, what a day. Remember one thing, in this world of manifestation, rather than dreaming of a dream, we dream of the dream having come true. And when those emotions are out in play, they make our dreams realistic and truth because you're going in the future and seeing them come true. And whatever emotions you're feeling adds value to your dream, and that's how you're attracting it. So you're raising your vibrancy, your vibration, your frequency you're raising. And universe doesn't understand any language. It understands only vibration, only frequency. So when our frequency rises, everything magically unfolds and comes together. So this is what we are going to be learning today in this beautiful chapter of ours. So yes, so let's turn the page. So even if things go wrong, we're just going to be just saying thank you, thank you, thank you. And whenever something is coming our way, we will just be saying, we'll be having a grateful feeling in our heart. And now we're anyways on chapter number 14, half the exercise is today. So by now, half the magic book is over. I think by now, some magical elements of gratitude would have sunken in. So I had a very interesting conversation with one of our course seekers yesterday. Interestingly, he has been writing the affirmations, the gratitude, but not been reading the book. So all I told him and all I tell all of you is, you have just about a couple of minutes to spare. Listen to what Anamrita sends you every single day. It'll give you just a deeper meaning of what magical world is all about and gives you a ballpark idea of what the chapter is all about, because I just give you a very short gist. So if you can just be grateful for whatever and believe you me, this works like magic. It just comes and everything that you planned comes so beautifully. Let's turn the page. Like I had planned the retreat, like I think February 24th. I downloaded exactly how it should have been. And guess what? When I went back and looked at the first message, everything had happened exactly the way it did. Even the destination, even though I was apprehensive because people were coming from all over India, yet it happened to be Rishikesh, where I was still apprehensive that it'll be a via flight. But it happened, and that too with so many of us. It's just because when you're able to visualize your future, feel the excitement, everything comes up. So the only difference was I had planned a graduation in black robes, and Alona Idea Convener made it blue robes. So that's the only difference we had. Everything was much, much, much better. So it takes you a few minutes in the morning to say gratitude for your day, but that few minutes will accelerate the power of your day. Every day when you're about to sleep, you'll say, "Oh my God, what a day! It was powerful," and that's the feeling you should have every single day, almost. That okay, this was my intention today, and I did this beautifully. So your intention could be work, your intention that day could be family, your intention that day could be helping, your intention that day could be something which is a domesticated chore. But when it's come to the end of it and you feel, wow, what a day, that's what is amazing. Let's turn the page, sir. So today the exercise is in the morning, we plan our way in our mind, what the day is going to be all about. We chalk it out just in our, in our mind, whatever we have for the day, morning, evening, night, whatever, until bedtime, until we're about to say an end to the day. With each plan or event, say the magic words, thank you for it having gone really well. Imagine that you're saying thank you at the end of the day and you're immensely grateful because it went perfectly. So we have a magic rock where we're scanning the day and saying thank you for one good thing, right? Imagine repeating the entire day and saying, wow, this happened, this happened, this happened. And after you finish being grateful for all the plans in your day, going absolutely brilliantly well, end this magical practice by saying, and thank you for the great news coming to me today. So with this, you're again telling the universe that you're open and receptive for all magical stuff coming your way. And that's how the beginning of magic happens. Because by now you are kind of in the world of gratitude. And if you accelerate it by this, like yesterday you manifested, today, every single day you're in a way manifesting at the onset. Okay, this is going to be a productive day in this part, or this will happen. And voila, that's what happens. So thank you, Rahul sir, and thank you for this book. Night, we're anyway sleeping with a magic stone, which is constant in our lives. Morning is a constant with our blessing writing. So these are the three components for magic every single day. And let's not waste our time and let's just do them because we are meant to do them. That's the most important. So yesterday in the book of dreams, we spoke about the power. Day before we spoke about the foundation being right about our dreams. Yesterday we added the value by saying that we need to make our dreams so large, so beautiful, as if you're shooting for the stars. But now the most important and the most uh, the doubtful doubts will come in. This was a chain we've spoken about in this book that we must cut this chain of doubt from our mind. But again, this will come. So the question is, but I don't have what it takes to hit the moon. We doubt our own sincerity, our integrity, our capacity. This was Sue's first reaction when I went through this exercise with her, and it may be yours. I'm on page number 129, the highlights. And the truth of the matter is, Sue is right, and so are you if this is your reaction. Nobody has all the know how or resources within them to hit the moon when they shoot for it. Not Steven Spielberg, not Bill Gates, not Oprah Winfrey. And even if they relied upon their own limited know how and resources, they would not only miss the moon, they wouldn't even get off the ground. And because they know this, they don't even think of just relying upon their own know how and resources. The fact that they don't have what it takes to hit the moon doesn't stop them from shooting for it. They still set their sights at the moon and much beyond. They simply know that before they begin the countdown, they are going to have to recruit all the outside resources necessary to create a clear and precise map. So if you told Steven Spielberg he was going to have to produce his sequel to Jurassic Park without recruiting anyone else to do special effects or model making, lighting, or set building, he would tell you he would have to walk away from the project. You see, Steven isn't interested in just making another movie. He wants to make it even better than Jurassic Park. He wants it to be awesome and yet believably realistic as possible. To achieve that kind of impossible dream, he must recruit the absolute best resources possible. The result would not only be an incredible movie that will make hundreds of millions of dollars, but it'll be so good that it will make everyone who sees it want to see it again and again. And guess what? At the end of the film, you will see a very long list of credits. Credits that include the most talented resources Steven Spielberg could ever recruit. One of my neighbors is a wonderful lady named June Morris. June loved to travel. And one day, she decided to start her own travel agency. Several years after doing so, she noticed that the fares between Salt Lake City and Hawaii were extremely high. She decided to begin to charter jets from airlines and provide regularly scheduled low cost flights from Salt Lake City to Hawaii. Her idea was so successful that she began offering regularly scheduled low cost flights between Salt Lake and other destinations popular with Utah residents, such as LA, San Francisco, Phoenix, and Las Vegas. After running her charter service very successfully for 7 years, she decided to shoot for the moon and start her own airline. Now, starting an airline involved a lot more risk than running a charter service. She would have to buy and lease jets, each worth tens of millions of dollars. She would have to meet volumes of regulations not applicable to charter services and take on liabilities, concerns that would make most entrepreneurs go in a corner. She would be facing enormous marketing, administrative, expensive challenges. And she would be competing against America's largest and most successful airlines every day of the week. Airlines with far deeper pockets than hers that could afford to reduce their fares below cost in an attempt to quickly force the airline out of business. To make matters even worse, she decided to start her airline at a time when nearly every major airline in America was hemorrhaging millions of dollars a month. The year June Morris started her airline, America's other airlines lost more money than all of the profits American airlines had made in all the years since the airline industry had begun. Was June crazy? Absolutely yes. If she had tried to do it by herself, but she and her brilliant son recruited all the resources and talent they needed to pull this off. She was shooting for the moon at a time when everyone else in the airline industry was just trying to survive. Every other airline except one that had started up since deregulation had gone out of business. The airline industry had boldly predicted that no new airline would ever again be successfully started and survive. It would have been so much more easier and safer for June to set a reachable, achievable goal or simply expanding a charter service. She could have added more destinations, more flights to her schedule, yet she chose to shoot for the moon. The result was June Morris, her son Rick, and their partners not only launched Morris Air, they made a $16 million profit during the first year of operation, a year when nearly every major airline, including June's strongest competitor, lost hundreds of millions of dollars each. And yet June was flying 22 737s on 168 flights a day to 23 cities. Wow. And she was doing it profitably. After being in the airline business for only 2 years, June sold her fledgling airline for more than 130 million to Southwest Airlines. Not bad for a business that was only 2 years old. If she had simply set reachable, achievable goals, she would not been able to sell her charter service for 1/20th of that amount. So if this is not an inspiration, what is? A woman fighting all adversities, just going with her gut and just shooting for the moon and finally achieving it. This is what startups are doing in our country also right now. When should you settle for setting achievable goals? And when should you shoot for the moon? Now that's $1 million question. So let's talk about it. So now let's talk about you and your dreams and goals. Should you always shoot for the moon, or are there times when you should simply set reachable, achievable goals? In my opinion, there are lots of unimportant, low priority endeavors where you need not shoot for the moon. For example, I love to snow ski, but I have no desire to become a great skier. I just love to get to the top of a mountain and cruise down at the enjoyable pace. This is one area in which I do not shoot for the moon. Personally, I apply the shooting for the moon approach to all of my important priorities and endeavors. You should apply this approach to those areas of your life and to those projects that you consider to be vital or at least important to your happiness and fulfillment, or to the happiness and fulfillment of those you love. So that's a thumb rule. Now, another thumb rule is coming. So, a simple rule of thumb is in areas where you only desire ordinary accomplishments or outcomes, set achievable goals. But in those areas where you want extraordinary achievements and outcomes, you should use a shooting for the stars opposed to dream conversion. So, are we kind of clear about this and when to be tangible, when to shoot for the moon? Shooting for the moon is great. Hitting the moon is even awesome. The real power to hit the moon once we shoot for it comes from two forces. The first is our determination to strive for excellence. So never take one thing, never compromise. Compromise is a big hogwash word. Nobody needs to compromise ever if you're living in a world of excellence, if you're living in a world of manifestation, where whatever you want, you achieve by simply believing in it. It's very simple. So please strive for excellence, nothing short of the best. The second is our ability to ignite our third engine, which I call Steven Spielberg partnering. However, before we move on to that engine, we must first focus on our determination to strive for excellence. I have never met a dream achiever who settled for mediocrity in his or her pursuit of dreams. To the contrary, every dream achiever I've ever known has had an overpowering inner drive for achieving excellence. When these people gain a vision for a project, you never have to wonder if the project will be formed or achieved at merely a satisfactory level. They always strive for excellence and nearly always achieve it. Now, even if they fail, they won't be because they gave it only a half-hearted try. When they fail greatly, and when they succeed greatly. As common as this trait is in dream achievers, it is equally uncommon in the general population. According to one survey I read several years ago, 85% of those surveyed admitted that when they go to work, they do only what is expected and little less, little more, little less, just enough to get by, is how one commercial builder described the attitude and jobs of his subcontractors. Although the pervasiveness of this attitude in our society is bad news for our nation, it's great news for you. It means you can rise to the top 15% in almost any line of work or activities by just doing a little more than that is expected. And that means that if you make a commitment to strive for excellence, not only will you pass the 85% mark, you will quickly pass the next 10% and move into the top 5% in whatever company or endeavor you undertake. So that is something people in jobs will know, that if they expect you to do something and they're doing a little bit more, they get recognized very easily by their bosses. And you have to be smart about it also to let them observe. You just can't be. So, yeah, that luck is also there. When you manifest, it happens. So, now in this new world, you know exactly how to go about what to strive for a bit more excellence, not compromise on your job, even if you're working for somebody. And when you get noted, the promotions are bound to happen. Nobody can stop you from them. How can you truly strive for excellence? Now, that's something you may ask. So, already Stephen Scott has given us the answer. He says this is one of the easiest prescriptions I'll give in this entire book. It's also one of the easiest to follow. There have been entire books written on the subject, and I could possibly write one myself. But even if I were to write a 3-volume treatise on this subject, everything I would write beyond the simple prescription I'm about to give would only add about 5% more in terms of power and effectiveness. In other words, I believe that the simple prescription will give you what you need to achieve at least 95% of the level of excellence you are capable of achieving. If you follow this prescription and continue to follow it weekly, monthly, yearly, you will not only strive for excellence, you will achieve it. In fact, you will learn to achieve it as routinely and as easily as those around you achieve mediocrity. Here's the prescription. So they even use a medical terminology, RX for excellence. So begin to use the dream conversion process in any area or any project in which you want to strive for excellence and achieve extraordinary outcomes. So you know about the dream conversion process by now. First, dream big, shoot for the stars, then make goals, then make tasks, then give a deadline. You know that process. Number two, add the shooting for the moon approach to your dream conversion efforts. That what extra will you put in, which will make your work absolutely par excellence. Add that also in your strategy, write it down in dream conversion. Third, add the magic of Steven Spielberg's partnering to your dream conversion efforts, which means if I don't know the know-how or I am less about on something, I acquire those partners who know it all, who are professionals in that stream. Now, be that be counselors, be that be whatever. So partnering is very important. Big dreams can't be built alone. They can be dreamt, but they can't be achieved if you don't have a good partnering. My simple dream this time was the retreat. I partnered, and thanks to the couple who volunteered, Alona and Salish, they volunteered to be part of it. Guess what? It was par excellence just because the partners were brilliant. They did their job to the T, even better than excellence. They gave all their mind, body, soul. They put that in a part of it. So please have the right partners and trust your partners. If you doubt your partners, they will not be able to perform. Today, if I give a task, for example, I give a task to Neha Khere and I say, Neha, this is your task. And I say, do it the way you want. Even if she knew to go from A to B, she had to do this, she will do something more from going from one point to another because she knows she's completely been trusted blind-eyed. But if I give her instructions, Neha, go from A, stop here at this point, then pick up this, then do that, she'll be just like she'll be running an errand for me. Then where is her creativity? So when you partner, please ensure trust is very important. Most of us in this journey do not trust life or ourselves or people around us because something is holding us back and we miss the very element of trust. Start trusting people. Start trusting the universe. Start trusting the process of life. If you start trusting, the world becomes even more magical. So if only you do these three things and nothing else, you will reach levels of excellence and achievement that place you into the top 1% of those around you. As you strive for excellence and begin to achieve it, you will experience more passion in your pursuit of your dreams than you ever have felt or experienced before. Don't forget, you will come up short. When you're rightly applying the shooting for the moon's approach to dream conversion, even when you're striving for excellence, you will not have all the mental, physical, and financial resources necessary to reach the moon. You will need to recruit outside resources. This is not something to be feared. As I mentioned, the third booster engine, Steven Spielberg partnering, which focuses on this opportunity, is the most powerful rocket engine you possess. Without it, no matter how often you shoot for the moon, you will never hit it. You wouldn't even break the bonds of gravity. But if you ignite this third engine, there will be no limit to the dreams you will be able to achieve. So let's review this chapter and let's have a discussion if required. You can even put on the chat box. So what was the power secret number 8 that we learned? It was called the Babe Ruth power. Now it makes dreaming and achieving impossible dreams a tangible future because you are just looking at something which is impossible, but you're dreaming it. and you're achieving it. So what are we doing? We just check on all our we review all our dreams. We have defined our dream pages and ask ourselves if each dream is simply an achievable dream or does it reflect shooting for the moon? So once again, I like to remind, before the journals came, you may have used some other book to write your dreams, and that's fine. But please do cut copy, fare it out in the dream journal, because I have energized them with the moonlight. And Moon is known with emotions. She's also known for manifestation. So please do use the dream journal for this dream conversion. That's when another element of good luck comes in. So it's very, very important to understand that bit. So Steven Spielberg partnering approach, Ankur, is very simple. We just suppose I have a project in mind. I don't know how to do it. I don't know the technical bit. I don't know the so I, for example, I'm not familiar with finances. So I go to a banker, learn from him how and what all will be required. I don't know some technical stuff. I go to a person who freelances or who's a promoter or who knows how to educate me on that particular resource. So I partner with the right people who are professionals and who have the know-how much more than me, who are like there. When I partner with them, then my project becomes even more possible. For example, they talked about this lady, June. What did she do? She and her son partnered with people who are in the airline industry, who've done their, been there all. And they, when they come on board, obviously they know what is possible. So partnering is important. That's the Steven Spielberg thing. And Babe Ruth's power is shooting for the moon. So he's given adjectives by names that how the person has done, what they have done. So now we were talking about reviewing our dreams, putting them on the dream pages in our dream journal. And then if each dream is simply an achievable dream or does it reflect shooting for the moon? If the dream is something which is high on your priority list and you think it can go bigger and bigger and bigger, we make it bigger. If it's a tangible dream, like something just small, which is not a priority dream, then so be it, whatever it is. Then determine if that dream should be revised to reflect the shooting for the moon approach. If so, on the same page, write your revised dream. Okay, now this dream has become bigger. For example, you have a dream of, say, 100 crores turnover for a year. And then the next, shoot for the moon is 1,000 crores per year. For example, I keep thinking of the movie Guru. In the Guru movie, at every time he's addressing his people at the AGM, he's talking about should we go bigger or are we satisfied? And then he says, अब दुनिया की number one company बनना है क्या? पहले इंडिया की बनना था. From nothing, you're shooting for the moon from very simple steps. Finally, the dream was to become globally the best company. So if that wasn't shooting for the moon, what is? So very important for us to revise our dreams and think big, dream big, and achieve big. Number two approach was for each of our revised dreams, we check each of our goals. We check the goals, we check the steps, we check the tasks, and we see if they have to be revised. We put the proper dates because without a date, it'll just be there on paper. Only when you schedule it, then it gets done. So very important to do these steps as well. Third, make a revised list of outside resources you need to recruit to achieve your revised dream. So what resources do we need to achieve our dreams is very, very, very important for all of us. Tomorrow we will again talk about Steven Spielberg partnering, which Ankur asked, and you'll have a clearer picture of what that is all about. So thank you, Rahul sir, for showcasing this beautiful chapter, engine number 2, for making our dreams dates of achieving. Yes, Manish. For example, I want to become healthy by this date. Now, this may sound very unrealistic to half the people, but yeah, I know I can do it, and I know I will do my level best. Now, who will I partner with? What am I doing? Now, that's my plan. So, and I need to work on that diligently without fail. So once we are doing all of that, life is going to become so much more better and we'll have a lot of advantage. So, sir, I don't see the MP3. I see my picture on the Sun Salutations movie on the video, yes. Okay. So we now it's time for Sun Salutations. Again, pranam to the sun, invoking the blessings, and that's also charging our day with energy so that all of us can do it. So for people who are not comfortable with doing Surya Namaskar, I will today post another set of Surya Namaskars, which can be on the chair or the couches. So maybe those who have the issues who can't do it, you can at least start with those. So I will be posting that. In case I forget, please remind. I'm making a note of it also. So can we have Surya Namaskar video, please?
The Surya Namaskar with mantras. Om Mitraye Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suryaye Namaha. Om Bhanave Namaha. Om Khagaye Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaye Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Adityay Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Arkay Namaha. Om Bhaskaray Namaha. Salutations to the universal friend. Salutations to the resplendent sun. Salutations to the energy that induces activity within us. Salutations to the one who illumines. Salutations to the sun moving across the sky. Salutations to the giver of strength. Salutations to the golden cosmic self. Salutations to the Lord of the dawn. Salutations to the son of Aditi, the cosmic mother. Salutations to the benevolent mother. Salutations to the energy that we praise, and to the one who guides us to salvation. The sun salutation now with the names of the postures, both in Sanskrit and English. Pranamasana, Hastuttanasana, Padahastasana, left leg back, Ashvasanchalanasana, Parvatasana, and hold this position, and now slowly progressing into the deeper version of Parvatasana, Adho Mukh Svanasana. Ashtang Namaskar, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left forward Ashvasanchalanasana, Padahastasana, Hastuttanasana, Pranamasana. On the right side, prayer position, raised arms pose, hand to feet pose, right leg back, equestrian pose, mountain pose, hold mountain pose, and slowly moving into the deeper version of mountain, the downward facing dog. Salute with 8 limbs, cobra, press back to mountain, right forward equestrian pose, hand to feet pose, raised arms position, prayer pose. One round of the sun salutation with awareness on the breathing. So exhaling our hands to the chest, pranam. Inhaling as we bend back. We exhale as we fold forward. Left leg back, inhale as we're arching back. Exhale into the forward. Hold the breath for knees, chest, chin. Inhale as we arch back. Exhale into the forward. Left leg forward, inhale. This is a back bend. Exhale whenever we bend forward. Inhale as we bend back. Exhale, hands to the chest. And on the right, deep breathing.
Thank you for joining along. For the ones who prefer the yoga on chair, I'm going to post it today. Now let's move to the last book. So yesterday we were talking about how in the new world, there would be, so one page prior to this, we were talking about how it's going to be fun for a couple going to work in the new world, and how we talked about collaborating, and there were carpools, we talked about vacuum cleaners, how we can, pool our resources. Today we'll talk about a couple going to work in the new world. And the example is, Joe is an architect. His wife, Nina, is a teacher. They don't have grown-up kids they have grown-up kids who are independent, and they don't live with them anymore. So they're just a couple. Earlier in life, when they were in third dimension, Joe used to work as a government employee and had to do a lot of administrative paperwork. Now the shift has happened and they've gone to the fourth dimension. Now his old job has ceased to be. Joe trained and became an architect. He now truly enjoys his profession. Nina has always been a teacher. Earlier in life, when they were in third dimension, Nina used to teach at a regular university. Now she continues her teaching career, but enjoys it even much more. In the new world, neither Nina or Joe have an office to go to and no fixed meetings. Life is good and life is fun. So what is this new office all about? Let's understand that also. So Joe and his architect's office in the new world. How are it? So as an architect, Joe is currently involved in a design project of a large industrial building where he has to work with many other persons from different disciplines. Most of these people are people he's never met personally, and he does not even know where they live or geographically how are they located. Joe found a listing for this project online, sent in his resume, had an online interview, and was accepted for the contract. We expect it to last for about 15 months. Joe has no brick and mortar office to go for work. He works purely in a virtual environment. Joe is not an employee of any company, has no boss, and has no fixed timings for his work. Most of the people that Joe works with, he has only met online by video conferencing. There is a person designated as a project coordinator for the project that Joe works on. Every few days or every day, the project coordinator assigns the task when Joe needs to complete, along with general timelines, timings to teach, little timelines for each task. These are maintained in his files on a general computer system that holds all the data for this particular project. What's happening? Everyday Joe is working at his own convenience. Whenever he feels like it, he accesses his list of tasks and works on any of these online using his computer at home. Although his computer is small in size, it projects out any image on a wall and makes it as big as needed. Hence, Joe can work with any size document or drawing that he needs to. He does not even need a drawing board or other instruments, since the software provided by the project company is sufficient for handling all the required tasks. So on an average, Joe works about 4 hours a day. And that is sufficient time for him to complete the tasks that are assigned to him. However, he has no fixed scheduled times. On certain days, he may work a whole day if Nina is out teaching, and then other days, he may not work at all. He has total freedom to work in the mornings, noons, evenings, late nights, or not at all. Joe gets his tasks completed on time, and that is all that is needed from him. Whatever work Joe does gets saved on the central computer, and everyone else working on the project has instant access to it, no matter where they happen to be geographically. This allows for truly global teams to work together, custom picked for each project individually. Every 2 weeks, Joe has a video conference, meeting with the project coordinator and others that are directly related to this project. He uses his small computer, which projects out of a large image on a wall. Joe has full flexibility as far as work is concerned. He could be on a beach house, a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean, or a mountaintop resort and still gets his work done, since the network accessibility is global and wireless. All he needs is his little computer he carries with him. Joe is a free man and can spend his days wherever, whenever he chooses to do so. One of the best parts of the new world that Joe likes is that he never has to do any paperwork. The computer keeps track of which task he has completed and automatically deposits his earnings into his bank account. Since there are no taxes to be paid, there are other forms that need to be filled or filed. There are no other forms. So imagine the future, there will be no taxes. Right now, we are all talking about the burden of taxes on the elite class, the 30% taxes they are paying for everyone. In this new world, we do what we love at our deputed timings and with no taxation. How wonderful. Compared to his work as a government employee in third dimension, Joe really enjoys his freedom from the drudgery of paperwork and form filling. Now let's talk about his counterpart, Nina. Nina is a teacher. So what is Nina doing with her teaching assignments? Nina has always been a teacher. In the old days in the third dimension, she used to teach in the medical faculty at a university. She was told that courses to teach, what timings to teach, the classroom locations, the syllabus, and almost everything else was pre-decided for her, just like it's happening now. She had very little control on her timings or her activities. Although she loved teaching, she was very unhappy with the amount of ancillary work what she had to do. This included items such as reporting student grades, attendance records, etc. She considered these boring, but she did those since they were a necessary part of her teaching assignments. Now, following the shift to the fourth dimension, her university, along with all others, ceased to exist. She lost her job. She couldn't be any now, but she couldn't be any happier. She was very happy. And Nina teaches on her own, just like every other teacher. She teaches whatever course she wants to teach. Due to her continued interest in the healing techniques, she has long been a pioneer in using and adopting mind techniques that went beyond conventional science. In the old days, she could never get the university to approve her teaching any of these cutting edge techniques. She was required to stick with the traditional old style techniques. Now, Nina is able to teach whatever she feels like, and she couldn't be any happier. Nina always chooses which days and times she wants to teach. This way, she has total control on her life. And Nina couldn't be any more happier. Whenever Nina wants to teach, she rents one of the multiple classrooms that are available in the location of her choice. Each classroom comes equipped with full and complete video conferencing facilities. That way, any student anywhere in the world can still attend her class. Now, the next bit is very interesting. Of course, some of you will think this is the renting of the classroom is like almost like Zoom. But there's a twist to this. If, for example, Joe and Nina decide to spend some time in Hawaii, Nina can always rent a classroom in Hawaii and offer a class there. Now, the locals from Hawaii can physically attend the class, whereas others can attend by video conferencing. So the classes are open to all worldwide and they're hybrid. So how amazing. Nina is totally free to draw up the course syllabus, notes, contents, and nobody can overrule Nina in any of these matters because she is the teacher. She has control of all her activities. Nina does not have to test or grade her students, and there is just no paperwork to fill out. This seems like a big advantage to Nina, and Nina couldn't be any happier. Now, Nina is now so happy with the teaching and her life that she's having fun. So guess what? In this new world, there will be nothing called even tests, there'll nothing called reviews, and even if there are, there'll be no paperwork, there'll be no marking, because if I, as a student, want to join Nina, I'm joining her because I love to read and learn that particular subject. I'm under no compulsion. Now that's the power of this new world. Now, what about office and administrative work? So we on the next, yes, please. Now let us look at any office environment. So now what's happening in the current world? With the exception of a few people who are mainly into design, almost every other office job requires a significant amount of record keeping, document handling, or accounting. Since 80% of these jobs will be fully automated, a majority of the time for most office workers will be freed up. There will be no need to print, generate, store, archive, retrieve, renew or carry any of invoices, passports, paychecks, bank statements, cash receipts, driver license, checkbooks, credit card statements, utility bill, tax statements, financial reports, property documents, school reports. Wow, the list is just so long. Basically, there will be minimum need of any paper products. Paper books will be an exception, since almost everything will be electronically generated and transacted. Plus, there would be hardly any need for accountants. Once all the transactions are taking place electronically, the system will automatically do any accounting necessary because there will only be one system of accounting anywhere and no requirements to file reports with multiple agencies. The system automatically generates and files any necessary report. Think of the amount of work and resources that save us. So all of us who are into accounting, a checkup for us that what are we getting into? Should we need to swap, have a plan B? Because this is coming in the picture. And I've seen pretty much a lot of it even with RJ in my business. A lot of paperwork has been nullified now because everything has gone online. So when they talk about this beautiful world, it's absolutely possible where everything is online. You just need to use your thumb and book a ticket. Everything goes auto debited, auto credited, everything will be automated. Now, what about the manufacturing systems? We will have this question. So let's look at the industry of manufacturing. In the fourth dimension, factories will be very highly automated. Very few people would be required to work in a factory, and most of them who do will be sitting in air-conditioned control rooms, just monitoring the progress and scheduling the regular maintenance of equipment. Manufacturing will be highly distributed geographically, with machines connected to the network to download the latest order and manufacturing requirements. The machines automatically create the mold for the article, fill the mold with the appropriate material, process the material so it forms an unbreakable article, package the article, automatically mark it for delivery to the addressee. It will then be sent by conveyor belt to an automated delivery system where it can be routed and delivered to the customer's address without human intervention. So those of you are familiar with how Amazon delivers, this paragraph is pretty much for Amazon. It's touchless, humanless. If you ever look at it, that's how they've been doing it. And Amazon's just come in fairly now. And the book came in 2006. So that why I'm saying is because some of you will say this is all hogwash imaginary. But let me tell you, in this world where you all have joined in, it's a spiritual world and everything is true here. And that's why the book is called Incredibly Believable. Some large or specialized items may be produced and more centralized in more centralized factories. But even those could be delivered using the automated delivery systems. This allows almost everyone to work with the mind and do a rewarding job. Now, what about custom tailoring? So you'll say outfits, clothes, okay. So anytime you want some clothes, you can stop at any of the tailor shops. The tailors only take orders for the clothes. First, you step into an open measuring area and stand there. Instantly, a laser system makes a holographic image of you in three-dimensional, saves it with your thumbprint for identification purposes. Next, tailor shows you multiple patterns from his computerized catalog projected on a big screen. You pick the pattern you like, he presses a few buttons, a screen shows an image of you wearing that dress. Now, you have the choice of changing colors. Each time you do that, a computer projects a new image of you wearing the dress in that color and pattern. You can even change the color combinations. All of this becomes possible without having to try out the clothes and without the tailor carrying all different combinations for you to try out. Since it's a holographic image, you can even turn it around, see how you would appear from the back or from the sides. Once you're satisfied with your selections, the tailor instantly sends all your choices along with your holographic dimensions to the factory. The factory automatically produces a perfectly fitting outfit and ships it to you for delivery to your home address or any alternative address that you want to deliver it to. The price is all sanitized and the amount is automatically transferred from your account to the seller's account. Now, everyone has perfectly fitting clothes and one is not limited by the availability of colors, fabrics, and tailor has in stock. So isn't this the most fabulous system just coming up? Some of you may want to relate it to some of the apps online where you can try your specs My daughter did that. She showed me how she looks in this specs or that specs. It's all online, right? Now, this is going to come even in our garments. So whoever wants to wear whatever shirts, clothes, yes, lens card. Thank you, Akshay. So whoever wants to wear whatever clothes from whichever part of the world, so it's so easy. You don't have to go to Hawaii to pick up a local Hawaiian outfit or go to a place who keeps multicultural global clothes, whatever, wherever it's available. This is the power of the future. Now, how will the distribution systems be? Let us briefly look at the, okay, Shivani, I'm not clear about this, but if it's there, fabulous. But I'm sure it wasn't there in 2006 when Sunny wrote the book. So I call him Sunny because I've known him and he's been a healer. So, and of course, he's been brilliant. So yeah, and he never liked to be called anything but Sunny. Just the way I hopefully don't like to be called ma'am and anything else, because first term is nice, but yeah, we are Indians, so it's good to respect. So if we want to do the and all for the younger ones, go ahead. For the others, feel free to call me Prachi because it just brings more familiarity. So it's fine. Now the distribution systems. Let us briefly look at the distribution systems that are integrated with the manufacturing systems. Every time a factory is designed, it is integrated with the distribution system. Think of our current systems of supplying water to every house and every building. We have a pipeline system which is built in. It can have multiple sources of water feeding it and millions of outlets in various addresses. Now take the concept and replace the pipes with tunnels through which some large or specialized items may be produced. Sorry. Um, Sorry. Now take the concept and replace the pipes with tunnels through which articles can move along at high speeds and the built-in automated switching systems at the nodes. Each switch automatically reads the bar-coded information of the address where the package is headed and sends it down the correct tunnel till it ends up at the building or the exact apartment it is headed to. The tunnel size will vary. For example, bigger tunnels might come into a building, but within the building, you might have smaller tunnels going to each apartment. Grocery items, which are generally smaller in size, may be delivered right into the apartments. Bigger items may reach a storeroom at the building, and they may need to be picked up from there. Once again, very little human intervention is required in the distribution process. So I don't know how many of you know, in Delhi, we have Magnolias. It's a beautiful golf area where they have gorgeous apartments, which is in Gurgaon, actually NCR. They already have the system. They have little tunnels. Whatever you order, you punch in the order, and when you're back from home, the tunnel will have delivered your products there. They'll be on your table automatically. This has come in, I think, about 6-7 years ago. It's already been there. So this is already come in. So again, it's a proof that this book is channeled and not just hypothetical work. A typical workday in the new world. Since so much manual labor has been eliminated and everyone is able to attend training in the fields that they are interested in, many more people are available to do much less work than needs to be done. Also, since every house and office connected at all times, the latest video conferencing facilities, there is not much need for people to work all day long in an office or a factory. They can be almost anywhere and still contact anyone anywhere. It is almost like dialing the person on a cellular phone. Not only can the two of you or a group of you have an instant video conference connection, but you can also have access to any data files or design documents from your own project computer or any other computer that you're allowed to access. And the two of you or a group of you could be looking at the same document at the same time and working with them without being physically there. Now, this is possible with Zoom. This is possible with Google Classrooms. This is also possible with your WhatsApp video calling. So this has happened, right? For those who have to work at a specific location, such as factory, hospital, they may have to commute to that place. Usually they would be able to complete their duties in about 4 hours as well, since there will be other people to share the responsibilities. So if you look at doc on call, now pandemic has brought doc on call, right? Doctors are also available on call. Gone are the days that you had to wait hours for them in the hospitals or their clinics. Now you can meet them online. So just see the work effectivity is already started happening. Now let's talk about the last section today, Industries that may no longer exist in the new world. So check. The following is a partial list of some of the things, industries, or professions that may no longer exist in the new world. Retail banking as we know it now, insurance industry, newspapers and paper magazines, human resource managers, stock market and stockbrokers, tax collectors, public relation firms, gas stations or petrol pumps, airports and airlines, and private clubs. So you'll say, why are these not there? Will we not travel? So very interesting take is coming for traveling. We won't need airports, but you'll need so much more. Now you'll say, why are private clubs not there? Again, a beautiful take is coming. What will not be available is on page number 108. It continues, mortgage brokers, because you'll never have any problem with loans. Casinos, there'll be no longer gambling. Coal mining and coal-fired power plants. Chemical fertilizers manufacture, it'll become organic. Vaccine manufacture, you will not need any vaccination, any kind of stuff, because you will be healthy, your immunity would have boosted. How wonderful. Prisons and prison industries. Because there will be no crime, there will be no prisons. Cabling for TV, computer networks, electronic distribution will not be there. Everything will be on air. Now look at it, right? Even now, I don't know how many of you are still using those dabbas, but now it's all become Fire Stick, online, everything. You don't even need those cable, right? It's already become. Now, the best is for many of us who are here, especially for me, weight reduction and dieting programs, all gone finito. Nothing about the weight obsessive world. Ready-made garment manufacturing. Everything is customized. So why the need for having so much of stuff everywhere, so every time you want a garment, it's freshly made for you. You don't have to go and pick up and hunt for something. Whatever you want, you just find it's all online. Landline telephones. So landline telephones have anyways become obsolete with mobiles. Very few of us have it. We even had it for I don't know what, etc., etc. So welcome to the new world. It saves time, it saves money, it saves energy. It's beautiful, it's so customized, and it's got giving you so much of time that you can really spend time in your own development. So I think if you're okay, there are 2 more pages. Do you want to read it? If it's okay, it's very beautiful. So I thought maybe if you're okay. Virtual experience, yes, Sakshay, absolutely. So it's going to be really beautiful. So let's read, yes. Leisure time. With more leisure time than work time, everyone will be free to choose how to spend that time. There will be a lot of freedom, and all kinds of activities will be available to everyone. Unlike in the current world, there will be no exclusive private clubs that are no longer available, that are only available to privileged few. So you realize everyone will be equally privileged. How beautiful. I'm no Ambani, I'm no Agarwal, I'm nothing, I'm everything. Because everyone's privileged. All kinds of facilities will be available free of additional charge and within easy reach of where one lives, with transportation being free. So these Rolls Royce, these Mercs, these Jaguars, these cars we're investing in, not required. Average vacation time may be 1 to 2 months per year. Read that clearly, 60 days per year, 30 to 60 days per year. We will witness this in Meenakshi for sure. People in 30, 40, 50, 60s, we will witness, even in 70s, we can witness longevity is in our hands. That's something we have to shake ourselves off also. Average vacation time may be 1 to 2 months per year. This may be utilized for trips to far off places or even to other planets, as interplanetary travel will be common. So some of you will say, what now? This is bullshit. So Earth is in the lowest dimension. We're not so smart enough, the earthlings, so we don't even realize the other people. And if we see it, we say, oh, it's ET, but that they exist and they interplanetary travel. We're the only ones who have no connection. That's why they can come to India to see who we are. So this movie with Amir Khan, I forgot the name. It had pretty much a lot of it. It's not science, it's not sci-fi, it's actually there, it's truth. So if now people are traveling, right? Moon PK, thanks Manisha. So even now, the moon travel is happening, right? It's not a planet, but you are traveling. So you can travel interplanetary and see the galaxies around you, and so universes. Imagine how life will be. Life will finally be better than our best dreams in the third dimension. You can't even dream of it, and you'll see it. Appendix. Basis for changes in this new world. Life in the new world will be very different from the current one, based on use of many advanced technologies that we will receive from other higher level civilizations that are helping us go through the shift. Maximum automation, allowing machines to do much more than humans can do in much lesser time. Global implementation of automated systems, allowing everyone in the world to benefit equally from the automation. Global standards for all equipment and technologies, ensuring that every piece of equipment can interface perfectly with every other piece. Just think of how much waste will be reduced. A really fast wireless information system, the internet, that is available to everyone free of charge everywhere at all times. So, of course, our Arvind Kejriwal CM of Delhi did say that we will get internet free, but this is going to be the reality in the future. So we will all get it free. Abroad, if you travel, it's everywhere. Many countries have it free access for anyone, right? It will also happen in India. Global standards of performance and quality standards that have to be followed by every organization. It will be compulsory. And the reports will be provided for the online information system will be accessible to all. So if I want to do some cheating, some handli, some mixing, something, I can't do it because everyone can see what I've done. Total transparency of all manufacturing and costing data for every company and organization will be also available. So I can't mark my products at a very high price because the world knows it. Instant comparison of the prices being charged by one company to those of other similar selling products. आज भी हो रहा है ना? You're buying some product, you can see which seller selling at what price and you pick up the cheapest. So it will also happen in future. Highly distributed production of most items using machines that download the design and automatically create a mold of the item using flexible but unbreakable materials. So there'll be no damage because it'll be so strong. Highly automated order processing, scheduling, and delivery services. We've spoken about this. Training provided to everyone as needed for the equipment, systems, or processes being utilized or upgraded. So if I want, I can take a training. Anybody can do anything anywhere. An online matching system for all available jobs and job seekers worldwide. Ease of moving from one company to another or from one geographic location to another based on the global standardization of equipment standards, systems, and processes. So very easy to move on. Elimination of a hierarchical system of management, allowing each person to take responsibilities for his own performance. Performance data are publicly available for all to see. Available of financing for all viable businesses by community-based banking. No privately owned banks allowed. Banks only manage the money. They do not make the decisions as to who or which project is being funded. This separation of decision making eliminates the chances of abusing of power of the bankers. So no more frauds are going to happen. Globally defined minimum base compensation, which salary, which is more or less the same for all types of jobs and covers all necessities for a good living. It allows persons to pick the job that they really want or like, as opposed to looking at a job which will make more money. So everyone's happy, they're doing what they want and minimum salary is guaranteed everywhere. Help instead of punishment provided to businesses with poor performance. Full price stability and no inflation. Single monetary unit and system used globally. So the way euro is used in European countries, similarly, we'll have one monetary unit. It's not like INR is lesser or the yen is higher, nothing. Everything will be one standardized. There's nothing called conversion of money. It's just one standard system. So it's basically a lot of oneness. Elimination of most laws and regulations restricting the free movement of goods or persons across any political geographical boundaries. So no import duty, no export duty. It's all free to move. Elimination of most paperwork and red tape. Whatever documentation is required is automatically generated and is delivered electronically. Total dedication to customer service and service to the community. Pleasant workplace conditions, all menial work done by machines. So no jamadars, no nothing, no this, no that. Society will be all equal. Beautiful. And this is really, really, really beautiful. Tomorrow's chapter is even more beautiful. It's about indigo and crystal children, and a lot of us will resonate with it. And you'll be able to consider who are you. So we talk Gen Z and everything now in this language. We'll talk about indigo and crystal children in the coming chapter tomorrow. So I brought this book because I think it's a very beautiful book. It's something very extraordinary, something which is teaching us a lot of stuff in life. So it's amazing. More power to us. All right. So let's have, yes, it is an amazing book. Let's have a heart thought. Can I have a volunteer to read it, please? Whoever wishes to read. Ushaji, tell Gyanji I'm missing him on screen. He should join. He's taking a break. Yes, this book really opens your mind because you know this is an eventual reality. It's not just fiction. And only people in the spiritual world will realize it's a reality and not fiction. Again, the affirmation today is beautiful. We talked about business yesterday and today. Our business is prosperous. Rejoice in other people's successes because there is plenty for everyone. So this is something all of us must learn. Isha khatam, criticism khatam, comparison khatam. If somebody has a better car, thank you. Better house, thank you. Better relationships, thank you. We are going to be rejoicing and celebrating other people's successes because we're no longer jealous. And remember, the more we are happy for other people's successes, the more we're inviting that beautiful thing in our life. Alona, you raise your hand and it went down. So I don't know. Akshay raised his hand. Lovely. So yes, Akshay, our
Good morning,
business is
everyone.
prosperous. Good morning.
Our business is prosperous. We are one with universal mind, and therefore all wisdom and knowledge is available to us right here and right now. We are divinely guided, and our business prospers, expands, and grows. We now choose to release any negative thoughts about cash flow limitations. We open our consciousness to a quantum leap of prosperity by thinking and accepting that large amounts of money flood our bank account. We have plenty to use, to spare, and to share. The law of prosperity keeps the flow of cash moving in abundant amounts. It pays our bills and brings us everything we need and more. Each of us within this organization prospers. We now choose to be living examples of prosperity consciousness. We live and work in comfort and ease and beauty. We have inner peace and security. We watch with joy and gratitude as we and this business continually grow and prosper far beyond our expectations. We bless this business with love, and so it is.
So how wonderful. So our consciousness is opening up to a very beautiful quantum leap. And we are realizing that how beautiful life is. And it's just giving us so much, so much, so much more. So let's Let there be love, let there be light. Ruchi, Manish, Supriya, Neha, Alona, Akshay, Kunal, Priyanka, Manisha, Shivani, Shami, Ankur, Radhika, Kunjanji, Minakshi, Shelly, Kuldeepji, Ushaji, Suinderji, Ruchi, Sonakshi, Neha, Amit, Shalu, 1121 for Life, Kamakshi, Richa, Jitendraji, and anybody who I missed, Shelly Mathur. So lots of love, lots of light. Did I go unmute because I had to, did I go mute because I had to unmute myself? So I'm sorry if you didn't hear me. So it says, all right. Give some powers to co-host so that they can unmute you in future if same situation arises. So I don't know why I went on mute. So that's something we should need to look at, Rahul sir. We'll talk about this. All right. Thank you, Prachi, for the meditation time in silence, preparing us one day start doing the meditations ourselves. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think you didn't hear the meditation, it seems. Nonetheless, my eyes were closed, so I'm sorry I didn't. I tend to go in a trance when I go and meditate. So I'm sorry for that. So lots of love and lots of light to everyone. Keep sharing your good things, and it was amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Lots of love.